Alrighty, welcome back to another video. For those of you that don't know, my name is Mattia Delino. I'm a young founder up here in the Netherlands. This is a part of a series called Road to 1 Million. So we'll just be showing you different sort of things, adding value to young entrepreneurs, shit that maybe I wish I knew when I was younger, or things that maybe I would tell my younger self, as well as just as we going forward, hitting up some interesting things that I found, like recently how we found new ways of getting leads, etc. etc. This month is actually quite important. I don't know if you can see that, but today is Wednesday the 19th. I don't know how else to show it, of November. And we just hit 10K a month with our agency on monthly recurring revenue. Maybe that million is coming a bit sooner than we expected. Zim dollars, we in millies. Rands, we almost in millies. So it's just about, I guess, getting to the dollars now. Without further ado, as the title suggests, I will be explaining or going through Alex Hormozi's 3 books so that you don't have to. Alex Hormozi is a huge inspiration, I think, to all and young entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs in general, I would say. I went down a little deep rabbit hole reading his books in a week. It was really cool. All of the books, I think, added mad amount of value. I'm gonna take you guys through it today. So let's get into the video. Now that we know what the fuck I'm gonna talk about in this video, 1, 2, and 3. The hardcovers, just a small thing, the hardcovers are a lot cooler, but when I like reading, I kind of like, hit one of these ones. So depends on your preference. I think the hardcovers are cooler. The way I started reading these books was through $100 million money models. This is the one I started with, and which was kind of silly because it's his 3rd book. But then I went back and read the other 2 in order. I do think you should start with offers, and so that's what I'm going to be doing today. What I do suggest is that this is a textbook, guys. Like, you'll see the whole way through I'm making notes, I'm writing things down, I'm saving pages, I'm highlighting shit, literally like a textbook. If you graph this, you'll be able to read this book extremely quickly. As the book suggests, this helps you draft an offer and create an offer. And I think that once you know what you want to sell, whether that's a good product or a bad product, that's something he kind of really doesn't touch upon. What he does speak about, importantly, is about markets. So you need to find a hungry market, because even with a shitty product, and this was the analogy that was used, if you have a shitty hot dog stand, but you're outside a Brooklyn Nets game or you're outside a whatever game, you'll make money if you're the only stand there. A starving market beats an amazing product. I think the middle ground is a good way to be. So find a good niche that's hungry for a solution that you provide, but then also make sure your product is decent. Otherwise, that's just going to screw you. And I can tell you that from experience with the drop shipping that we were doing. We were selling these leather jackets. Let me tell you, in Europe, there was a fucking starving market for these things. But then the products started landing and they were absolutely dog, because we didn't decide. No, actually, we did buy samples and we got screwed. But anyway, story for another time. Just because you've got a starving market and you're making money, that doesn't mean anything if your back end is screwed. I digress. Getting back to the offers, the value that I really found from this book was the different ways in structuring offers. So obviously, for copyright reasons, I can't tell you exactly what he says, but what he basically speaks about is obviously having a grand slam offer. And that is when you mix certain factors together in an offer. So you're mixing in scarcity, urgency, you're mixing in upsells, downsells, you're mixing in free value, you're mixing in all of these different things. So think about that. If I'm selling you these post-its, all right, and my competitor is selling you these post-its, okay, that cost you 10 cents more, but he sells you this pen to go, who you gonna go with? The guy with the pen that's selling this identical product, but for 10 cents more. These are the small things. And then let's add a third guy in the category. Let's say you get a guy that sells you the post-its with the pen, with a guarantee, a 30-day money-back guarantee. If the post-its are shit, no matter if you've used them or not, who are you going to go with between the guy that's selling just the post-its at $10, the guy that's selling a post-it and a pen at $11, and the guy that's selling for $15 post-its, pen, and a 30-day money-back guarantee? That, in a nutshell, is a grand slam offer. I do suggest you read the book and you actually go into each and every single different aspect of it, because it gave me immense amount of value, which I implemented immediately into our business, and is probably the reason why within 4 or 5 months of running this business and 2 months of really honing in, we got to 10k euros MRR. That is the one thing that I wanted to speak about in offers. Then obviously there's other things like scarcity, adding scarcity to something, and don't be fake with scarcity. With when we were running drop shipping and we just had on our website, order before 11 for free shipping, bro. Everyone's getting free shipping. Let's be honest. And then they come the next day to check their product and it's like, fuck, okay, same deal. You start losing credibility. So use actual scarcity. That was the one value point I got from that. And then urgency as well. If you can only onboard 10 clients this month, right? Make that known to the prospects that you're speaking to the leads that you're speaking to. That helped us so much in the recently, what we've been doing in and around the town we live in the Netherlands, which I'll get to. But we've just basically been saying, hey, we've got 5 spots left this month. If you want our solution, you're going to have to move now. Otherwise, you're going to probably have to wait till December or January. And then it became 3, then it became 2, then it's done, and then you happy, they happy, and you've created a sort of mystical aura around your product. In terms of the offers, to recap, a Grand Slam offer is your a product to a starving market with some sort of guarantee, some sort of free value, scarcity, urgency, and you can pretty much sell water to a duck. That's number 1 out the way. Now, number 2 is leads, because obviously, which is the biggest one actually, which obviously, you've got a product and you've got an offer, you need to know who to sell it to. So obviously he wrote leads. Now, leads is very, very, very interesting. He speaks about cold audiences, warm audiences. Warm audiences are people that you know in your contact, in your space, in people that you've spoken to, colleagues, friends, everyone like that you can go through your contact list and send 100 messages a day or 10, 20 messages a day, whatever it is that you can do. That's sort of a warm audience. Or posting content to a warm audience, like on your Instagram, all of these type of things, to people that already know you and might know someone that wants your product, might want your product, might need your product. And then cold audiences. So that's advertising or cold outreach. So cold email, cold DM, cold LinkedIn, all of these things. By the way, I did a tutorial on cold LinkedIn outreach. So click the link down in the description if you want to check that out. I'll do a bit more of those, like email campaigns. I'll show you guys how to set up a couple of those. Some ads, ad manager. We can go through that. We can run that a little bit. Those are the different ways of getting leads. With the leads, there's many nuanced ways that you can go about everything. I think warm audiences is a really great way to get going, obviously. What I want to say, and the value that I got from this, is make sure a lead system works before moving on to the next system. Because once one lead system is reliably bringing in clients, right, that's when you can start scaling horizontally. And then obviously this one, you push vertically. So let's say you've got your LinkedIn outreach is doing really, really well for you and you know how it works. You scale this vertically by adding more accounts, because that's the only way you can do it on LinkedIn, by adding more accounts, okay? And once this is a reliable automated system, which by the way, you have to automate these things in 2025. Don't be fucking sitting there sending 1,000 emails a day. You don't have to. And if you don't know how, contact Kairos AI. We'll do it for you. We'll help you out. Anyway, little cheeky promo there. Once this is scaling vertically, what you want to go and do is then scale horizontally. So then you go and find other ways of getting leads. So advertising or content posting or etc., etc., etc. And you scale to get as many leads as possible and create a net. But what I can tell you is the best and most reliable way to get leads is word of mouth. Word of mouth beats any automation. Word of mouth beats any sort of work and effort that you can put in. Obviously, ads work, all of these things, but ads, you've got to spend money to make money. And you probably got to lose a little bit of money to make money. Not probably, I'm telling you, you got to lose money to make money if you're doing ads. So start with a good budget, because with word of mouth, think about this. You spend your CAC, or cost per cost of acquisition, cost of customer cost, whatever the fuck, your CAC, all right, your CAC. is basically $10. All right, you spend $10 to get one lead that gives you $100 a year, so your profit is 90. Now, imagine you've made that lead so goddamn happy with your product that he goes and brings you three other people, right? You've spent $10 to make what that $290. So that's what I mean with word of mouth. Word of mouth is going to be the most reliable. So that's going back to my previous point of make sure your product is actually good, because then you will be creating a system of leads that is self-perpetuating. Always try and get reviews from your customers, always give a good solution, and always incentivize referrals. Trust me guys, always incentivize referrals. There is no better lead getting system than if you can incentivize someone that already likes your product to go and sell it for you, because all it takes is for them to tell a friend and then, hey, boom, here you go. You got a month free. Who doesn't like free shit, right? So this is how you got to think about it. In terms of my favorite ways of getting leads, I personally love LinkedIn for agencies and ads. I have found quite a bit of success with paid ads, and us and the team are very good at maneuvering ads. We know how to work with ads. So for me, it makes sense, especially if you know how to copyright well, and that doesn't exist. It's just testing. You just got to test, 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 test. There's no trick. It's just testing, and it's just spending money. You got to pay to play. So those are my two favorite ones. But a recent cheeky one, which I suggest, is door to door. You do not understand how many clients we've gotten in the past 2 weeks by doing door-to-door sales, right, in the Netherlands, which is something that is basically unheard of. It's not like in the US or in SA. I don't even know if in SA they do this much. But we just started going door to door, like me and Drake like to say, basically cock out, just going in saying, we see the secretary, hey, where's your boss? I want to chat to the boss. What's this regarding? Yeah, we got a product here. Boom, puts us in front of the boss, show the boss a demo, boom, meeting set, boom, client set. Like, it just went crazy because the Dutch are very direct, which I touched upon in my previous videos. The Dutch are very direct. We just pull up on the door. Hey, we got this thing that's helping a lot of clients. We think it can help you too. Here's a demo. Do you want it? Boom, and it goes. It's not a sexy way of getting leads. You know, you got to do a lot of work. It's tiring, but it's reliable for the start, at least to put some money in your pocket. Okay. It's not as scalable as emails or LinkedIn's that you can just blast 10,000 out, right? Or 20,000 or however many it is on emails as an example. But it's reliable, and it's something that if you've got a low budget, you should absolutely do, absolutely, especially in your local community. And then you get enough money to make ads to your local community and replay those leads, re-go through those leads that you've maybe missed out or lost, etc., etc., and get a CRM. Track your leads well. I mean, that's really helped us. Get a CRM. We did that a bit too late. Get a fucking CRM. I suggest Pipedrive. I use Pipedrive. And then finally, the kicker, the one that got me interested in checking out all the other books, $100 million money models. So money models now is how, once you've got an offer and you've got a product, it is now how you can reliably make more and more money. Because if a customer only spends once, that customer is not very valuable to you. You got to know how to upsell that customer. You got to give them away free shit so they tell their friends about you. You got to know how to downsell a customer. If someone's cringing at the price that you're offering, you got to be able to say, whoa, I really want this product to work for you. I really think it can help you. Let's work it out together. Let's find a solution. You don't really need this. You don't really need this. Let's take that off and I'll give you a 30% discount. In this way, a no is when the selling actually begins. Once you get a no, that's when you got to start selling, right? Before that, it's you getting your foot in the door. After that is where you got to be crafty, where you got to learn downsells, upsells, giveaways, you know. And a lot of this is about making a grand slam offer. So buy X get Y free, pay less or pay more later. There's a lot of different things that I'm not going to touch upon everything right now, but just very high level of the books. And I think this book was incredible to understand how to make more money from your clients, generate more money from your clients. And this is something that's helped scale our business as well, because now it's a thing of, we get a client in for something. Now I come to you and I tell you, hey, I've got this extra thing that I think could help you. Or, hey, Our product has identified this solution for you, or this problem that we have another solution for you. You get where I'm going? Is there's always something to sell to someone, right? And you just got to find what that is for your business, make it make sense. And once a person likes you and trusts you and you're doing a good job, that's very important. You have to do a good job. Then there's infinite amount of ways that you can make more money. So you just got to really hone in on that. So upsells are obviously my very favorite upsells. So there's the classic upsells, the menu upsells, the rollover upsells that he goes through in this book. This was money models. And very good, very good. It just basically teaches you how to scale your business. So I think that these two are more foundational for beginning entrepreneurs. So if I can suggest to spend a little bit of money, don't spend fucking thousands on a course. Spend a couple €100. I mean, not even, like spend maybe 150 and just get these books. Okay, this is what you need to grow your business. This is what you need to scale your business. So I think that these two are absolutely something you should begin with. $100 million money leads, $100 million money offers. They are really, really good books to get young entrepreneurs on a way to know how to sell, know who to sell to. And then you can worry about creating your money models that reliably scales your business. To conclude, in general, what I want to say, and maybe Alex, one day you see this video, which would be fucking dope. If you don't, I still hope that I give a lot of value to the people that are watching this video. I believe I've read a lot of business books in my days, a lot of Robert Kiyosaki's books and his whole Garrett Sutton, all of these type of gents inside there, a lot of different books, The Psychology of Money, Tax-Free World. Like, I've read a lot of these type of books. The one thing I can say is that books don't teach you what hard work and actual experience teaches you. It can maybe enhance, give you a little trick, give you a little idea, put you on a route. But what I can say is that if there is any book that's actually helped me implement certain steps in my business to actually scale, it's been Alex Hormozi's books. Every other book is at the end trying to sell you the next book that they're doing, right? And I saw that with Kiyosaki's kind of series. With Alex, he obviously does that as well, but I was hungry to actually buy the other books to see what the fuck is this guy actually saying in these other books, because it's so much value that he gives to you, and the value in these books is real hard learned, hard work value that he went through in his life and he saw through his businesses. So those are years and years of his experiences packed into these books without any filter, without any bullshit. And that's something that I really appreciated while reading these books, is that it was no fluff. It was no buy my course, buy this, buy that. It's literally just A to Z what you can do, things that I've implemented now and things that are really working. So you know the drill. If this video was any value to you, drop a like, comment if you want, subscribe if you want. If you didn't like the video, I'd also like to hear from you actually as to why you didn't like the video, you prick. And see you guys in the next one.